The Iowa City area is a full blend of history, stories, characters, experiences, and last but not least, great food. I'm Nate Kaeding. You might remember me from kicking the football for the Iowa Hawkeyes and the San Diego Chargers. I grew up here and moved back to raise my family after my playing career was over. Through this series, I want to share with you the eclectic mix that makes my hometown such a unique place to live and to visit. This is Blend, an Iowa Foodie Experience. Iowa City, at its heart, is a great college town. And there are a few things that students tend to love, and of course one of them is coffee. We are blessed with a number of great local spots for a good cup of joe. One of my favorites is Poindexter Coffee, located inside the Graduate Hotel in downtown Iowa City. And that's where we are going to sit down to talk about the local arts community with a few of my friends.
Sure. What do we got yours? All right, thank you.
Tammy, Keegan, thank you so much for spending some time. And it's lucky enough to have, both the University of Iowa connection here, as well as really the gem of the downtown art scene with Englert Theater. And I think a great place to start, Keegan, with you is speak a little bit about the history of Englert Theater, your guys' mission. I mean, I grew up here in Iowa City. I think I saw Blair Witch Project and some of those movies back in the 90s when it was a movie theater, but the community really rallied together to create the current, what we know of the Englert today as a live music venue. Talk a bit about your mission and what's new for the Englert.
For those that don't know, the Englert was built in 1912, burned down in 1926, and was rebuilt in that same year. But its cool historical history is that it's presented art in our community all the way through from 1912 onward. And it was built to have a place for the community to gather around art. And so in 1999, they were building a movie theater over in Coralville and building the mall over there, and they were setting to tear it down to turn it into a bar. And we are so fortunate that, as cliche as it sounds, a concerned group of citizens gathered together and joined the Save the Englert campaign and stopped the city from allowing it to become a bar. And it became a nonprofit in 2004 after that and completely renovated. And so it has had a long storied history. I can't tell you the number of people that have come up to me to tell me what the last movie they saw there. One of my personal favorite stories is that they're the reason the Milk Duds were banned from the theater because they'd sit in the balcony and chuck them down. Too many people have said that for it to be true, but it's still a fun story. Or the fact that they built a wall in the 80s down the middle of it, but they didn't put any insulation in the middle of the wall.
You'd hear the other movie.
You'd hear the other movie going on. And then in 2004, we got to start to build the next generation of what the Englert means. So now we get to bring in worldwide and musicians from all over the place, comedians. We get to partner with the university to bring in so many different troupes. We have our stage set so that the Iowa City Community String Orchestra plays on it twice a year and Family Folk Machine plays on it twice a year. So viewing our mission is not only bringing art in from outside of the community, but making sure that artists within our community have a real home to get to perform their work too.
And Tam, we have the historic gem of the Englert Theater here in downtown, but also all these beautiful new buildings with the university, whether it's the Art Museum or Voxman, and of course, Hancher there on the river. Talk a little bit about how the university views their role in the whole arts ecosystem here in Iowa City.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you're aware, we had a really tragic flood in 2008 that pretty much took out the arts campus. And the university made a very bold statement in rebuilding with world-class facilities across all the areas that you mentioned. And it has absolutely changed the face of what the arts mean for this community.
And the students that come here, right? Like in that town and gown sort of relationship where they can come in and have those beautiful facilities, but also walk down the street, whether it's to Public Space 1 and plug in there or Englert or wherever that is. Talk a bit about the student experience here, especially with the arts as they come to Iowa City.
Yeah, absolutely. So we believe really strongly that we're creating not just good students and good student musicians and artists and theater, dancer people, but we believe really very, very strongly that we're creating the next group of arts leaders. So we're really treating their education while they're here with that lens.
Yeah.
And in that spirit, really making sure our students are involved in the Iowa City art scene as well, and not just going to class in their beautiful world-class building and then going back home, but that they're part of what's happening here. So we built a lot of that into our curriculum. And honestly, our faculty are leading by example by being out in the community and active in the art scene all the time. The fact that we're located so close to the Ped Mall is just incredible as well. I mean, students are just feeling that energy in a community that embraces the arts. That makes us very unique and very special.
So I think some of the people, my friends that haven't visited town before, there's this element of discovery when it comes to the arts in Iowa City, whether you just kind of walk in the alleys, you run into a mural, or the lights are blinking on the marquee at the Engler, there piques their interest. What does that mean to you as someone that runs a venue like Engler in terms of those seeds that are being planted in and around the arts?
Yeah, the arts are such a collective way for us to experience life. So whether it is stopping at a mural that just catches your eye that you want to stare at, there's one right outside this building that catches my eye regularly, or like you said, something on the marquee, it all drives back to that same point that it can be escapism because something's going on in your life that is challenging for you right now and you just need to be able to get away from it. Or it's challenging a point of view. It's opening you up to a conversation with community and friends that you didn't know existed before. So if we can pique their interest for just a moment and get them to engage with us and say, hey, come inside. It's one time and see the real value that can add to their life and that it can make them feel a little bit lighter, open their minds up to new opportunities. That's what's exciting to me.
Well, thank you guys for all of your hard work and everything you guys do, especially the piece of being a convener for everybody and trying to connect all the different institutions. It's really a special thing that's going on here, and appreciate all your hard work.
Thank you.
It's no secret that Iowa City has a thriving arts community. From art galleries to small performance venues to week-long festivals to a Broadway-worthy performance venue, Iowa City is truly the greatest small city for the arts. And it's hard to describe our next stop. Part incubator, artist colony, performance space, and print shop. But they are always on the move and looking forward to the next project. We're going to Public Space One.
How'd you guys end up here?
Oh, that's the hard question right off the bat. Lots of hard work over years.
And you've been here going on almost 20 years now.
Yeah, I'm 17 years I've been involved with PS1. Started as an artist, exhibiting artist, having my MFA thesis show.
How'd you find Public Space One, Laura?
I joined a couple years ago as a member of so we have a community print shop through the Iowa City Press Co-op. And yeah, I left grad school and I was looking for some arts community, but also a space to do my work. So studio space, really, access to equipment and studios. So I joined and yeah, I just kind of never left. They couldn't get rid of me.
Yeah, and Iowa City has such this rich history of being a city for the arts. If you go back to the middle of the 19th century, it was dubbed the Athens of the Midwest as the university came up, and it's always just been such a great solace and a place for artists like yourselves to call home. Talk a bit about what the city and the community and how that weaves into this being a great place to create art and celebrate art.
We're very much of Iowa City. I don't think Public Space One would exist in any other place. You know, it was started by undergrad students at the University of Iowa who were just looking for a place to put on a theater production. And that was the origin of PS1 was, just hustling to find any space and make something happen. And so we want to be that real low barrier, accessible place where anyone with a wild idea that involves creativity or the arts can come and express that to the community.
When you think of Iowa City in its entirety with the arts, it really punches above its weight, right? And I think the same can be said for Public Space One. You guys are one part artist colony, gallery space, all of those sort of things. Talk a bit about how you make it all come together.
I think Public Space One is this big giant octopus with way more than 8 legs. And there's all these different parts of it that has so much vibrancy and and they don't even sometimes know on this leg what's happening on the other leg, right? They could be totally different. There's video artists making stuff over here. There's printmaking happening in this other corner, literally in a different building, right? And people aren't necessarily even aware of oh, there's another event the same night. And I'm over here at this gallery event or whatever. So I think it's bigger than the sum of its parts. Maybe that's part of why it feels like it's punching above our weight.
We never envision the perfect space. We're always we're artists, we can solve problems. So whatever space you give us, we'll use. And that in some ways dictates, but we're we have this room upstairs that's it's a natural dance hall. I think it's cool. Yeah. Billiards room back in the day when in 1875 when it was built.
So yeah, this is one of the spaces I love to show people when we're touring. It's our dance hall. Some dancing happens in here. Some yoga happens in here. Some fantasy aerobics depending on the weekend.
One thing that we love to talk about is print culture, and so maybe that's a good time, good reason to show you our print shop.
Yeah, I'd love to see it.
Go up the street, look at that.
Yeah, let's go check it out.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of everything in here. That you're walking right past our bookbinding studio over there. These are our presses for relief and intaglio printing in here. Our classroom space, that's where we do workshops and other collaborative stuff.
Smells like a print shop.
Yeah,
I don't know if I could ever know what a smell of a print shop is, but
I think it's
what a beautiful old building.
Yeah, oil-based.
Yeah, linseed oil, right? Yeah.
Linseed oil, yeah.
We're like playing with blocks, honestly.
Yeah, this is cool.
So what I like to do is just, kind of ask people what they want to print, and then do a little backwards spelling, because you got to spell everything backwards if you're going to print it. And then we set it up on the press, and then we print some things. So I don't know. I was thinking like today's episode, like blend, is maybe the name of the game. So maybe we got blend in there.
Love it.
Laura went to the Center for the Book, and we were talking earlier about how people who come to school here and they have access to art studios and letterpress printing at Center for the Book, when they leave school, they suddenly lose that access. And so this is kind of we see this as filling that gap just a little bit. You want to stay in Iowa City and you learned how to letterpress print at the Center for the Book, you can come here, get a membership, and for $25 a month have 24/7 access. It's a shared studio. It's not your own studio, but
that's the fun.
But that's the fun of it. Yeah.
Get a peek in what other people are working on.
Yeah, totally.
All right, where's my E at here? Oh, there it is. Got it. Okay.
Well done.
All right, so then we're gonna put that. All right, we're gonna figure out how we want to put that in here.
This
now
is where the
now
art
we're
takes.
gonna get
Yeah,
into
there's some creative
design
license here. Yep. Yeah, get the blend and the foodie and the rest of it in there. Love it. Okay.
Nice.
Bingo.
All right, and then I'll let you do the grand reveal.
Okay,
Pick
here
it
we
up
go.
here.
Moment of truth.
How does it look?
Bingo.
Blend. Iowa City loves foodies. Public space.
That's super cool.
Cool.
Yeah, this has been awesome. You drive by here, living here in the community, and know there's a lot of cool things happening inside of here, these beautiful old buildings. And even, I don't know the last time I've done an art project, but I think we did okay.
Yeah, you did okay. And please, that's your print. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for doing this feature on PS1, unveiling the mystery just a little bit for everyone. But yeah.
And I hope you're leaving here a printmaker, like I promised. Yeah. Can't walk in here without leaving a printmaker. Yeah.
As we've already made clear, artistic expression is abundant here in Iowa City. Next, I'm going to introduce you to a friend of mine, Barry Phipps. He's a multimedia artist who's performed at Lollapalooza, been a club DJ at Smart Bar in Chicago, and founded a record label. But what we're going to talk about today is his photography studio in the Horace Mann neighborhood in historic Northside, Iowa City.
Thanks, Barry, for having me here. You're one of my favorite artists here in Iowa City. I got a couple of your pieces hanging up at our house. We're blessed to have this many working artists that call Iowa City home. Why did you choose here as a place to lay in and work on your craft?
So we came here for my wife's job, and I just tried to take all the experience I had and establish something new here. Yeah.
And why has Iowa City proven to be a good backdrop for you in your art? How has it informed your perspective on your photography?
Yeah, well, as a photographer, my whole series that I began here was just to better understand my new environment. In Chicago, you could drive for an hour and a half and still be in Chicagoland. Whereas I felt here like we were just on this island, this really great island with tons of stuff going on, but you could get on a bicycle and in 10 minutes you can be out in the country, right? So I just started taking different roads, stopping in every town and walking around and just sort of photographing. That really led to me doing this whole series on small towns in Iowa, and had a lot of support here. I had a gallery almost right away that was willing to show my work, and it was a very supportive community. So even though I left Chicago more as a wedding photographer, I really just kind of became an art photographer here just by the support, right? And still trying to find ways to make money as a photographer to continue to be able to make the work, but the art scene here is just very supportive, and
And we'll go to Hudson and see your photography. How does the other mediums that you work in as an artist inform the photography that we're going to see, whether it's the music or the painting? How does all that work together?
Everything relates to everything else. So music, photography, painting, drawing, business, being a wedding photographer, being a wedding DJ, all these things inform everything, right? So I don't really find it useful to have differentiations in everything. I'm just a guy that gets up, does some work for business, does some work for this and that, does whatever I need to do to take advantage of a day, right? This is one of the things that running a business out of my house, I have these little stations kind of set up where periodically, if I'm in a zone with like working on the modular synthesizer, every day I'll get up and patch up some kind of new thing and just let it sort of percolate in the background. I come back to it and work on it throughout the day. First of all, we have a oscillator. This thing makes a sound that sounds kind of like this, right? But there's all these things that you can use to shape that sound. Timbre, harmonics, lots of stuff.
Interesting.
And so as the volume goes up and down, the timbre's going up too. But if you invert that, now it'll do the opposite, right? It can be a total time waster. I mean, you can spend so much
scrolling through Instagram, though, I'm sure.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other ways to waste time.
But there's so many things you can do and layer things on, and I've recorded a couple albums just from the modular synth. So that's one of the things I've take breaks and come over to, and most of it never gets heard by anyone, which is a good thing.
That's awesome.
All right, watch your step. These stairs are solid but punky. They're all in their different lengths and heights. The thing is, my studio is always in flux.
That's the way a good studio should be.
And it's rarely a showpiece.
Yeah, so what's cool about here, Barry, and over there is folks can bring in things and you're kind of preserving memories. It's pretty neat. And this is larger scale pieces that you can digitalize here as well via the photography.
Yeah, so this is kind of like for art reproduction. Mm-hmm. A lot of my clients bring in original artwork that they want to do edition prints of. And so we can do anything from this tiny little painting all the way up to like 40 by 60 is kind of safe, and it gets a little dicey after that. But high-end reproduction with this system, and yeah, it's pretty sophisticated. Back here where the 4x5 sheet of film used to go, it's now replaced with a scanning back that's got a 4x5 inch digital sensor. So the show at Hudson River was all photographed with this camera. In August 2023, my wife and I drove to Tacoma, Washington and back. And I thought, okay, this is a great opportunity to take this camera, which I could never fly with, right? Have it in the car and photograph along the way. It takes a long time to set up. Camera's really heavy. The focusing is really precise, and the film is outrageously expensive. And so the whole process between having them developed and just also in the time of then taking this negative and scanning it and working in post-production. So it really brought up this thing of like, what is worthy of being photographed on this trip? So a lot of times it was just like, there's two factors going on. Number one, subject matter, and number two is the quality of light. And I'll always choose the quality of light over subject matter. But sometimes the subject matter was so compelling that I was like, I can't pass this up and I have to do it. So the main benefit is fidelity. Also, it's just really cool to photograph with a camera like this.
Well, Barry, this has been a real treat as a fan of your work to be able to see how you actually go about creating your photographs, and excited to go over to Hudson Gallery and see your most recent work as well.
Cool.
Gentlemen.
Hey, good to see you. How you doing? Nick, good to see you again.
Barry.
And
It's good to see you, man.
Hug it up. I like it. Nick, thanks for having us. This is, again, one of my favorite places in town. You got the great gallery here and then the framing. Done a lot of work together. Thanks for having us. And we've been to Barry's house. We've seen where the work comes to life, and now we get to come into a place like this and show it off to the world. What does that mean to you, and how did that get started?
I've been a huge fan of Barry's since I met him, which is probably going on 15 years or so. We're both musicians, both bass players, both were on MTV. Just having a place to put this stuff, there used to be quite a few galleries in Iowa City, and not just retail spaces, but actual galleries, and they've slowly disappeared.
You've got a history with Public Space One and Studio One. That's where you...
I was in that location. That's where we met for 25 years. Had a gallery on the second floor. Moved here about 9 years ago, and I love this space. It's awesome. And I love that that's still an artist space, which is fantastic. Yeah.
From a bird's eye view, how would you describe the overall art scene here in the Iowa City area?
I've been involved in it for 30 plus years, and it's constantly evolving, but it's constantly alive. It's there. The festivals of the summer are amazing, and they just get better and better.
And the neat thing about being in a smaller community like Iowa City is we got this ecosystem that's really tight-knit amongst artists and the various elements throughout the spectrum, and you got artist and framer and that sort of relationship.
Absolutely. I mean, I make a living because people like Barry produce art and show it in this gallery, vice versa.
Stephen Shore once said, an 8x10 photograph allows you to travel through the photograph. And what he meant by that was when it's presented on a certain scale and all that detail holds up, you're really able to kind of come in, and the image doesn't fall apart when you're this close, and you start to see a lot of subplots, a lot of different things going on within the photograph. So it actually becomes, in my view, a lot of different subplots that are kind of commingling with one another. And so for me, I wanted to just be able to see these photos printed at their full potential in terms of scale in a room that I could both step back from and step into as well.
So Barry, I gotta ask, this Frisco freeze looks amazing. Did you stop for like a chili dog or a milkshake or anything? What's your order?
They were actually closed because the internet was down, rendering their cash register useless, which is pretty funny considering it's this completely old hamburger joint that cannot operate without an internet connection.
Nick, thanks for showing us around. It's really, really cool to see Barry in his work at his house, and then be able to come here and experience the art in this beautiful gallery. And it's also really neat to see your guys' interaction and, again, the whole ecosystem at work here.
It's been a pleasure. Barry's awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Barry, for the time. Appreciate it.
We featured all sorts of amazing artists in this episode, so it is only fitting that we eat what many would consider works of art. I've picked out a cozy hidden gem in downtown Iowa City where you can watch the staff craft your order in their open kitchen concept. It's a feast for your eyes and your taste buds at Crepes de Luxe Café.
Chef, here we are. This is a beautiful space. We've got the old Masonic Lodge right out the front window, and a taste of your hometown that you brought here.
Yes, thank you.
Talk a bit about the history and how this place came to be.
So the history, first I came to the States 1999. I went straight to Chicago, from Chicago to LA, big cities. It was so culture shock. It was too strong for me, busy cities, So one time we were driving on I-74, this is a true story, and we had a big accident. It was storming. It was I think it was 2 a.m. or something. A semi hit us, throw us almost to the other interstate.
Oh boy.
So it was just me and him in the front of the car. The back of the car was all gone. So later on, short story, they sent me to the University Hospital. So that's how I discovered. It was the middle of July, I believe. It was art festival or jazz festival, I don't remember. But it was booming, a lot of people around. I was with crutches, everybody asking me questions. I was in a big city, nobody talked to me. And I came to Iowa City, everyone want to talk. What's happening? What's happened to your legs? This and that. So I said, well, this is city. It seems friendly, at the beginning. I didn't understand what's going on in the city. And I said, okay, I'll try it for a little bit. until this day I'm here.
That's quite the story.
Yeah, and I had a cart. I worked in a lot of places, you know, in the States, but my dream always to open a restaurant. My dream was opening a French and Moroccan restaurant fusion. So I say, why not opening a food cart in the Ped Mall downtown? And that's how it started. I think it was in 2004, 2005.
I can imagine a cool thing for you coming here to Iowa was not only introducing new food to people that they may not have known as Midwesterners, but also finding some folks that maybe a taste of home, or maybe from France or Morocco, and this is like their own little slice from their family food when they grew up.
That's why actually I choose crepes and something between French and Moroccan fusion. Because I love when some people come, like me for an example. I come and study the business in Iowa City for an example, and I say what they are missing, what they need. You know, there's this, there's that, there's this. Why not bring in something special, like French food? But when I bring French food, it has to be fully authentic.
This kitchen, this restaurant really is in a lot of ways like your artist studio. And we've been lucky enough in this whole episode to be able to travel around town and see folks in their domain doing their thing. So let's go check it out.
I would love to show you, yes.
Yeah. All right, we got the crepe grill here. This is like a potter's wheel, right? This is exciting. So we got savory and sweet, the two sides of the menu. Where we have to start?
So we're gonna start on the simple one. It's called la verte. La verte in French, that means green. So green is very simple. It's vegetarian. Everybody loves it. So it has a spinach, 2 cheese, mozzarella, and cheddar, aged cheddar. So I'm gonna teach you the basic how to roll a crepe. You ready?
Okay, let's give it a go.
Do this.
Okay. Deuce. Trial and error, right? Like that's just like an artist. Yeah,
just breathe.
Deep breath. Okay. You tell me when to go.
So center, go.
Go?
Yeah. So grab it as a pen. You circle. Lower, lower. You lower your hand. Here we go. You start spinning. So let it fall.
A little wider.
Here we go. You second circle, third circle, and you keep going. Beautiful.
Look at this. Are you hiring?
Not now. So you see the art of this.
Yep.
I mean, you have to spin faster so it doesn't dry on you.
Okay.
This is good.
Okay, good.
Here we go. So now we're gonna do.
Smells amazing too.
Yeah. So we're gonna cut the spinach and get it ready. Beautiful. You're natural.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm better at doing the dishes than I am the cutting. Even more?
Yeah. Beautiful. So you
It's nice little fluffiness to it here. Yeah.
Yeah. So you grab your spinach, you spread it in the center. That's number 1. And spread it all the way. There we go. Beautiful.
Okay.
You grab a little bit of cheese on both.
I'm a big cheese guy, so this sounds great.
Here we go.
Even this out a little bit. Perfection. This good?
Yeah, that's good. Perfect, actually.
Okay.
And cheddar.
Little aged cheddar.
There we
Good.
go. Yeah, perfect.
1-to-1 combo.
Beautiful. Now we're done with this. Now, pepper.
Oh.
Grind.
Bam, bam, bam.
Beautiful.
Lovely.
So now, as the most important is
Starting to smell good too. That's
yeah.
Yeah.
So the design of a crepe.
This is when the plating. Yeah. This is where the art comes.
Yeah. For an example, the first one will be octagon. So you're the first one,
Okay.
second one, third one. Keep going. So you leave the spatula and you hit this corner. Beautiful. You turn.
Okay.
4. There you go. All right. Last one. Beautiful.
Okay.
Oh, beautiful.
I don't know if that's a perfect octagon.
Good. That's good.
We got it.
So now it's gonna come to plating. So you come to the side. It's not too hot. So you grab it and you slide it.
Okay.
Beautiful. So here is a crepe. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
House made pesto.
That's it. Here's your first crepe.
Beautiful.
Now you're gonna make
Yeah, we got
kids and family and everyone.
Yeah. Smells amazing.
So there you have it. A coffee shop with over 180,000 pencils as wallpaper, an artist-led nonprofit all-everything art center, a classic award-winning photography studio and gallery, and freshly made French cuisine by a Moroccan chef. Our dinner, like the one you see here, happens every day in our community. We're in the Athens of the Midwest, a melting pot for all. It is something you really need to experience for yourself as you will gather your own stories. For the Iowa City area is truly a place that you'll write home about.